In order to to understand share market, first let's understand few keywords used there. So the companies which are limited by shares can be classified as follows. There can be private limited companies and public limited companies. And stock market is the place where we can trade stocks. That's the gist of that place. Shares means it's like a part of a company. You could buy shares and sell shares, and if you buy shares of a company, it literally means that you own a part of that company. So if a company has 1,000 shares, then you if you own 10 shares, that means you own uh, 10 parts out of 1,000 of that company. uh, so an investor who buys shares in a company becomes a part owner of that company. The stake he has in the company is proportional to the shares he owns. So if he owns 500 shares out of 1,000 shares of the company, that means he owns 50% of the company. That's what it says. Okay. Now let's go into this question. An investor buys 1,000 shares issued to the public by a certain company. The investor now an investor buy 10,000 shares. Sorry, out of 100,000 shares. So which means then the investor has a share of 10,000 over 100,000 in the company. Let us express this as a percentage. In the previous we studied what's percentage. So if we can say in percentage, it is he owns 10% of the company. Therefore the investor has 10% ownership of the company. It's very intuitive. That means a share means it's a part of the company. So what will you get paid if you own shares? So there are two ways you can earn from share. Either you can get the dividends, or you can sell the shares when the price increases, the price of a share increases. Okay, dividends, which when a listed company issues new shares, it gives notice of the benefits that shareholders will enjoy. Uh, Dividends are payments out of the earnings of the company, which some companies give their shareholders as benefits. So when you buy shares of a company, you get a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is dividends. Like, yeah, when we buy shares of a hospital, we get our charges will be less from the if we go to that hospital, our bill from our bill they will be reducing some amount. They will give some benefits. So one of the benefits is dividends. uh, yeah, so dividend can be expressed in terms of the amount paid per share. So this is paid out quarterly or annually. So dividends is something like, they say, I pay you 5 rupees per share you own, 10 rupees per share you own annually. Or they could pay this annually, or quarterly, once in uh, uh, once in 3 months, or sorry, yeah, once in 3 months, or annually, quarterly or annually. For example, a company may pay its shareholders annual dividends of 5 rupees per share. The company has the right to change this amount with time. This just the background understanding. So you could, I mean, this what this point says is that you could buy and sell shares, and there are two markets. There, primary market and a secondary market. Uh, yeah, just know it that primary, we can buy shares in a primary market, and in a secondary market we could sell shares. Yeah, that's what that point says. mm. So one way of getting benefits of shares, as I mentioned earlier, is through dividends and the other benefits they give. And one way to profit out of this is through capital gains. That means once we buy share, with time the price would increase. So if when the price increases and we sell it, like let's say we bought it for 100 rupees a share and now it's 110 rupees, so if I sell that share I get a capital gain of 10 rupees. It can go the other way around also. If the price decreases and if I needed money, so I should sell, so let's say, yeah, then we have a capital loss there. So yeah, if we get a profit by selling the share, then we call it a capital gain. If we get a loss by selling the share, we call it the capital loss. So we should understand these two words correctly: selling price and purchase price. Selling and purchase here is with regards to you, the investor. So you purchased it at 100 rupees and you are selling it at 110 rupees, then you have a capital gain. If you purchased it at 100 rupees and you sold it at 90 rupees, then you have a 10 rupees capital loss. I think you got it. Yeah. So let's see this question. Mr. Pereira, who invests in stock market, bought 2000 shares in certain company when the market price of a share was 20. So he had bought it at 20 rupees per share. When the market price of the share increased to 25, he sold all his shares. Find the amount Mr. Pereira invested in the company. So in order to find the amount, so he bought 2000 shares for 20 rupees each, which means it's he have invested 40,000 rupees. He has invested 40,000 rupees. Yeah, so they say find the amount he made by selling shares. Now in order to find that, first let's find out how much he got by selling the shares. Shares, the revenue, that means he had 2000 shares, he sold it at 25 rupees each, which means he have earned 50,000 rupees. Yeah, and in order to find the profit he has got, and that's what they're asking, amount he made by selling shares. That means the amount he made by selling shares there, it's 50,000. And next is find his capital gain. So in order to find the capital gain, so the amount, so capital gain is he sold it for 50,000, he bought all the shares for 40,000, then he has a capital gain of 10,000. That's it. Yeah, so express his capital gain as a percentage of his investment. So capital gain as a percentage for his investment. So he invested 40,000 rupees. He invested 40,000 rupees. So, and he got 10,000 rupees. He got 10,000 rupees as capital gain. So what is the percentage? So this you multiplied by 100. So we would get yeah, 25%. So capital gain is 25%, as you mentioned here. That's how shares works.